A second bond hearing for YNW Melly has been set for Tuesday, May 6, 2025. The judge has set a date for YNW Melly's potential release. Were you aware of this? Melly's attorney, Raven Liberty, has confirmed that she will be released. Judge Fian seems to be seriously considering a dismissal in the Melly case. A lawyer sitting in the courtroom during the bond announcement would write, "He looks frustrated, and the state continues to act. For as long as I can recall, minor annoyances like penalty cases, where defendants fail to follow directives and prepare for hearings, have hampered YNW Melly's hearings and trials." In response, Melly's lawyers explained why he should be freed, keeping things simple by telling the newly appointed Judge Fian that none of the firearms that would have supported Melly's claim of a drive-by shooting were ever found during the initial trial.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this dissertation because I don't know what firearms to use.
Additionally, GPS data shows that Melly's phone was in his pocket during the crime, with evidence showing him running along a street and hiding in a thicket during the incident.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Given Judge Fian's history of releasing offenders pending trial, Melly's ex-girlfriend Maria would post on Facebook on Sunday, February 9th, expressing gratitude for being free from prison. "Into my village, thank you," she posted. "My village, I love you all. It's God's design, not mine." Despite reportedly not appreciating the way it was covered by local news, she was thankful to be released.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Consequently, Judge Fian called out the prosecutors, warning them that if they couldn't provide a valid reason for denying Melly's release, he would be freed. Afterward, Melly would need to make an informed decision about his lawyers. Everyone, including Melly, was stunned after 2,159 days of incarceration.
No, let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You would decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
Since Melly had been jailed for 2,100 days, the court ordered the prosecutors to give us a reason why he shouldn't be freed, or I'm releasing him on a bond. The prosecutors presented a few justifications for why Melly shouldn't be allowed to go free. They claimed that if he seemed guilty, it was because YNW Melly had been spied on by a rogue Black member, and that was why he committed the crime, because he didn't want to share his money with other YNW members.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument, and so, you know, if you know, when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Go out the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
YNW Melly had shared information about his business, YNW LLC, with King Vaughn years ago, intending for it to remain a secret. However, before his death, Vaughn revealed it to Black members. YNW Melly and Borland were involved in performances, selling merchandise, running marketing campaigns, and depositing all earnings into the YNW LLC bank account. Initially, the four members split the funds equally, but Melly eventually discovered that the split was going to Sack Chaser and Juvie, who weren't working at the time. If you knew anything about Melly's behavior, you could probably guess how Keem Vaughn would have advised him to handle it. The situation takes a darker turn when paired with evidence found on Melly's phone. He sent a text message hours after the incident, essentially admitting to the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
However, Melly's phone also contained a saved video from someone's Facebook Live, showing a music video filmed in a parking lot just 6 hours after the crime, with Melly and Borland reacting to the situation.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Despite showing almost no grief for the loss of their two close friends, this led the lead prosecutor to present tangible evidence to Judge Fiend, including information from the first trial. They argued that there was no way this could have been a drive-by, presenting evidence like the Jeep they were driving.
How many rounds were inside of the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Juvie's mother even took the stand to identify the person in the back left seat, similar to Williams' admission that the incident must have occurred inside the car.
Can you state your name? Your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother,
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes,
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes,
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
Unfortunately, the prosecutors weren't finished yet. They would ultimately take an action that could be seen as detrimental, plotting to have YNW Melly tried alongside Borland on a single charge.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. They're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Borland knows he did not commit this crime, he would find it difficult to sit on the witness stand and face life in prison. This is just common sense, and he might shift the blame to Melly because he has. You may be surprised to learn that Melly's attorney has already attempted to connect this to YNW, though I won't ruin Borland's life for a crime he didn't commit. On the first day of the YNW Melly trial, Melly's attorney accused Borland.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with. And when he shows up,
he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Evidence suggests that Borland was the one who had consistently misled the federal government. He was found with powder residue on his hands, along with Jugi and Sackchaser, when they died. To refresh your memory, Borland wasn't allowed to defend himself due to legal issues. However, imagine Borland going through the following trial. He wouldn't be sitting silently either, as Melly's legal team would simply repeat their actions from the first trial. They would even call back the forensic expert who examined the fatalities to provide additional details about the powder residue found on Borland's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of powder residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of powder residue and 1 two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was powder residue present on the hands.
A report asked, why did Borland tweet a cryptic message on the same day that Melly's mistrial was declared? The answer became clear when Borland's disapproval of the ruling was evident. His tweet included a handshake emoji, implying he was accepting a deal, and the statement, "Mind games don't work on people like me." However, YNW Melly is dealing with more than just this issue. Melly's mother. After revealing that she created a fan account during his trial, she was questioned about why she did it and how much money she made from it.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet, though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This would generate significant online attention. Academic DJs were also asked to share their perspectives.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting her own. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Because social media would challenge the claims made by scholars that it had nothing to do with money. For instance, a Jumper interview conducted 2 years ago with Adam B. Slime and James King showed Adam 22 telling Melly's mother that he assumed Melly has been spending a lot of money on legal fees, and while she laughs and enjoys herself, her brother Borland has criticized Melly for his numerous poor financial choices.
I would assume that he spent a lot of money on lawyers, like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend.
That's what bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.